So hello and welcome to the Data Explorer's daily video update. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. Today we're going to look at upcoming earnings announcements in the UK. Quite a few key names reporting earnings this week, amongst third quarter earnings, also half-year interim earnings too. So the sectors that I've chosen to focus on today are the printing and publishing sector, the communications, and also extending on last week's earnings, a couple of names in the retail sector too. So let's start with printing and publishing. The first name on our list is Yell, who will be announcing interim results for 2011 on Tuesday. Now, they've obviously been seeing a build-up of short interest for quite a while now, with directory publishing companies not being able to keep up with obviously the changing face of consumer habits and also the online commerce as well. So short interest has actually risen since May and doubled from 7% total shares outstanding on loan up to 15%. We've seen that it has stabilised over the month since the start of October, so flat at 15% since then. Lendable quantity remains unchanged. It's been flat at about 350 million shares over the past year and continues to be flat, not a lot of movement there. Moving on, Johnston Press and Trinity Mirror, they're both due to update the market with management statements this week. Short interest in Johnston Press has increased from a insignificant number of 0.1% up to 2.2% since August. Now, this was quite a surge. We saw the movement of short sellers coming into Johnston Press quite instantly and together in August, and then it's been flat out since at 2.2%. Trinity Mirror, we've been seeing some positive sentiment from the short side of the market here. Short interest has actually fallen down from 5% to 2% since July. Moving over now, over to the communications sector, Inmarsat will be announcing third quarter earnings. Now, the share price took a dip following Harbinger's announcement that they'd be reducing half their stake in the communications stock. Lendable quantity has actually increased over the past month and is now at a 52-week high. It's gone up from about 60 million shares up to 74 million shares. Short interest, quite interestingly, there's actually no short interest in this stock, which is very interesting considering the price has dropped. There has been some recent recovery though. So moving on, the giant Vodafone will be announcing 2010 interim results on Tuesday. The share price recently hit its 52-week high, so doing very well there. Lendable quantity, however, has been falling. This has actually been ahead of the dividend due later this month, so there could be some dividend arbitrage going on here. Short interest is relatively flat at about 0.5%, so quite an insignificant number. Short sellers not very active in this stock at this time. Moving on, we've got BT. They'll be announcing both second quarter and 2010 and 2011 interim results later on in this week on Thursday. Share price also hit a 52-week high last week, and this is alongside the same roundabout time as Vodafone as well, so maybe sector spread gains in this sector. So short interest, there's actually been some positive sentiment here. Short interest has been falling down from about 2% down to 1.5% over the past month. So a little bit of a fall. Lendable quantity has also been falling, which is interesting to see. Quite a gradual decline over the whole year, and is currently standing at about 1.7 billion shares in total. Now, finally, retailers announcing earnings this week, following on from last week, which was a big week for lots of retailers announcing. This week we see Asos, the online retailer, and they are seeing shorts actually stand at about 4% of total shares outstanding on loan. This has been a very interesting stock to cover. We've seen the shorts pile in over last year in 2009 and actually hit quite a high. Over this year we've actually seen lots of short covering, and the short interest has fallen from a high of about 16%. So short sellers obviously coming out, realising that the share price still hasn't hit a ceiling. I think it's hit a high of maybe 1400 pence. So quite an interesting and profitable stock to be in. Lendable quantity, however, interesting here, over the past year, whilst the shorts have been covering, lendable quantity has also been falling, so stock of interest. Finally, Marks & Spencer's will also be announcing earnings. Over the past month, we've seen short interest fall from about 4% down to 3%, a little bit of movement there. Thank you for listening, and to read the entire report, please go to www.dataexplorers.com/news. Thank you for listening and have a great day.